how do you feel Jesus? How do you feel any God? To a good extent, you have to have an idea of that God, don't you? Somebody has to kind of tell you about it, don't they? You kind of have to know about it a bit. Once you get an idea in your mind, once somebody describes Damballa to you or describes this one to you, what can happen? The description can actually manifest itself in your body. You actually experience it as a physical presence. You know, during certain rituals, you can tell what spirit possesses an individual by the very physiognomy of their face and body, by the very way they behave, by the very way they dance, the way they talk. Each spirit has an identity such that when it possesses the individual, that identity expresses itself through the body and the behavior of that individual. So then what we're saying here then, when you give a person a complex of ideas and they accept that complex of ideas can express itself concretely in the body and the behavior of that individual and affect the way that individual relates to another people. And it's interesting then, when the devil possesses a person, the devil exploits that person's body, uses that person's body, abuses that person's body, relates to other people in a devilish sort of way. Now then, we've gotten over the devil, but the devil has not really disappeared. Now we believe in unconscious forces. But if you study them very deeply, you recognize what has really happened is the devil has gone underground. And the devil has become what? Unconscious. So now you got the devil and you don't what? Know it. In fact, you've become identified with the devil and see the devil as one and the same as yourself. In the old days, we had an advantage, you see. You could see the devil as being what? Separate from the self. But now since Freud came along and said there's no more devil, there's unconscious forces, now we cannot tell the difference between what is us and what is of the devil. And it's interesting then that racism, it does not only express itself as an action of other people, it expresses itself as a spirit. And that spirit comes to possess a people and act through that people. And it destroys that people in terms of their behavior. When you are possessed by a spirit, you serve that spirit. You come to want to resemble that spirit. When a Michael Jackson or someone is possessed by the spirit of a white man, he wants to look like a white man. He wants to lighten up the skin like a white man. He wants to turn the hair like a white man. He wants to talk like a white man. He wants to walk like a white man. He wants to relate to other people the way a white man relates to black people. That's why you call other black people niggers. And that's why you treat them the way your master treats you. Because the spirit of the master is now in possession of the personality. They will even go so far as to get their nose trimmed and their chin narrowed and their cheeks raised and their total body mutilated so that the spirit that is in them expresses itself in the very face and features of the individual in and of itself. And this is why this man talks about spirit, because he recognized the implanting of a spirit in a certain people means the movement forward of that people, or it influences the behavior of that people. And that is why it is necessary for you here tonight to implant an African spirit in the breast of black people the world over. And once we are filled with that spirit, there is no room to be possessed by another spirit. And it means then that we advance the interests of our civilization. The European spirit can only possess an empty African personality. Nature abhors a vacuum. And as the African personality is swept out of us and sucked out of us, the European spirit is sucked in. And we serve then the spirit of the European. So that the ultimate challenge of Afrocentric education is to instill the spirit of African people. And once that spirit is instilled, we will arise triumphant and bring forth the whole new world order and a new way of being. Thank you very much.